So today's the 13th of August and we still in Germany. And today I wanted to talk about that we are already in a recession. And the thing is that most people do not recognize this. I mean, I'm walking here the streets of Germany and that you don't have really the notion that there's a recession. And this usually also takes some time. The last 14 years, we had a bull market, and the herd mentality in the human beings is that they get very used to something and forget the history. And the reason we are already in a recession is we had 2 quarters, and 1 quarter is 3 months of economic contraction, and that people are spending less, right? As people are spending less, and also, which is also really changing the picture, is that the jobs employment is going up, right? So it's a little bit of a mirage, and yeah, right now is really the time to prepare and to get your watch list ready, to analyze stocks, to analyze businesses. And how we do that is we check if it's a company that is in our circle of competence, if it has a moat, if it has a management that is capable of reinvesting the profits and capable of using debt in an efficient way to make a good return. And the fourth thing is that we always buy $1 for 50 cents. And that means that we buy stocks undervalued. Yes. And I've been teaching this now for, I think, a year. I've been teaching friends, I've been teaching family, and I always tend to see that people get used to the present circumstances. And this is about to change. Nobody knows when the crash will come, but it will come. There will be a winter, economic winter, just like in nature, you see a winter coming. And the other thing, which was very important information for me today, is one of my favorite investors, Phil Town, recently bought Alphabet or Google, the stock. And I think he is talking about how he bought it for $114. And this is very interesting because I've been having Google on my watch list also for quite a while, where I've been researching Google inside out. And I estimated a growth rate to come to a buy price. And my buy price is very different than the one of Phil Town. And what showed me what Phil Town was doing is pretty much that he had a different growth rate. Because in investing, it's like this. You try to find out what is the cash flow today. And then you try to figure out a growth rate. How will those cash flows grow over the next 10 years? And you look at the cash flows every year, and then you discount them to present value, because cash flow in the future is worth less than cash flow today because of inflation and so on and so on. So you do that, and if you have all those cash flows, you summed up together, and then you discount them to present value. And the interesting thing with Phil Town is, if he bought Google for $114, we know what he paid. And second, we know that Phil Town is also expecting 23% rate of return, or 15, which is the same as 15% rate of return with a 50% margin of safety. It's the same. So we know this also. So we know Phil Town what he paid, and we know what he wants as an outcome, as a return, same as we do, 23%. And we know, the only thing we don't know is his growth rate, right? And then in the discounted cash flow analysis, you have those three variables. You have the present cash flow, which we know. This we go into the annual reports and we research the cash flow. We take operating cash flow minus maintenance, and then we come to the cash flow for owners. We know this, what it is today. And then we estimate the growth rate. And with those two things, with the cash flow from today and the growth rate, we can project what are the cash flows going to be in 10 years when they're growing. And we know what he paid. We know what is the cash flows today. The only thing we have to find out is Phil Town's growth rate. And this is very easy because we get a discounted cash flow calculator from the internet. You put in the starting cash flow, and then you're going to put in the price that he wants to pay, and then the machine is going to give you the cash flow, the growth rate of the cash flow, and you just play around until the discounted cash flow analysis is showing you the price that he paid. And then we find out, okay, he used that growth rate in order to be able to pay that price. This whole concept, if you understand this, I think this is one of the most critical things to learn and understand in investing. And if you're interested in learning this, if you need somebody that takes you by the hand and teach you step by step how to do that, then feel free to contact me, write me an email, or comment me in the comments, and get in touch with somebody from my team, like the one behind the camera.
Woo.
And then I'm very happy to help you. And there are only a few spots because my time is limited. I cannot help 100 one-on-one, but I think we're in a good way to growing and in a good way to fulfill our mission, right? Fulfill our mission. See you in the next video.